Hey, my name is John,
And I'm Kyle, and this is Total Trek Rewind.
where we watch Star Trek episodes every week, give you our commentary,
And make fun of them,
and have a good time.
and just have a good time.
Always thinking happy thoughts.
Okay, here's how it works. We'll roll some dice, and depending on which number we get, that tells us which show we're going to watch. Then we roll some dice for the episode, so this would be animated series, and then episode 77, which doesn't exist. Who cares? You get the idea. Okay, we're going to roll the dice and see which episode we're getting today.
3. Alright. That's next gen, right?
And then we get the 10 dice. Episode 93. What's episode 93?
I don't know.
Let's look it up.
Next gen, The Chase.
The Chase. Which season is that?
Season 6, episode 20. So that's what I was going to say before. Maybe second dice roll should have been season, then another dice roll episode.
I thought about that, but then like Discovery only has like 2 seasons right now, and I don't have a 2-sided dice. But then I was like, we could do odds and evens, but then that would be really complicated.
I got a 2-sided dice
You
right
have
here.
a 2-sided dice? Is it just like ones and twos? Oh. I'm such an idiot.
Alright, I think we're good. I think my camera's in a non-messy location.
3, 2, 1.
Captain's log, stardate 46.
All right, here we are.
31.5.
Finally got it working.
Very
Three-week mission is a routine
old school.
analysis of
Yeah.
several dozen
Yeah, 3, 2, 1,
proto-stars
play go.
at various stages.
All right, this is season 6, episode 20, The Chase.
She's wearing her actual uniform.
Later in the show, they made that substitute captain, right?
Jellicoe.
Told her she had to be a real Starfleet officer.
Hey, you joined the military, probably follow the regs.
But I'm pretty, I don't have to wear a uniform. Reality was probably just like the sexist producers of the show.
Computer lights up.
What?
I suppose.
Why are they just chilling in the dark? That was weird.
Surprise party for Captain Picard.
So I guess it is like a surprise party, like a surprise threesome.
Gross.
Not like that. There's only
We
3 of
brought
them.
you this weird ritual statue from Ryza.
He doesn't look that much younger than how he looked in Picard either.
Oh, like the new show? Yeah, he looks...
Yeah.
I mean, because maybe he just like got old really quick and then stopped getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Like he's a little skinnier now, you can tell,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
I guess it's just like the weight of like age is just like that.
I actually read they aged him up in the show
In the
because he
new
didn't
show?
look. Yeah, he didn't look old enough in real life.
That is
Because-
weird.
Because he's only in his mid-late 70s, and he was supposed to be like 98 in the show. Because lifespan in this century is like 130 is your typical average lifspan. Who is that actor? He looks familiar.
I just expect him to like pick it up like a babushka doll, like, and there's another one inside. But there are. Oh, this is like the chess set. I remember now.
I love how our modern tech looks way better than everything in this.
You know, one thing that I have thought about watching Star Trek recently is like they bring everyone a pad and they're like, here's this pad with this information on it, and then here's this pad with this information on it. When in
Instead
real
of
life,
just, like,
now that we have
mail
these things, you just send them the file. Like, you don't have to have like 40 pads for 40 documents. And you'll see them like all the time, like on the set, just being like, "Oh, what do I got with all these pads?"
It's so dumb because it's like, we replace paper. Yeah, with stuff that's still single use, but costs like a whole shit ton more money.
Are you familiar with micropaleontology?
Micropaleontology?
Is there a such thing as like microscopic fossils?
Do you remember when they found the microscopic fossilized evidence they thought might be worms from Mars? And I think it was like 96, 95. Like Clinton was still president.
I was like 4.
He kind of looks like Ian McDermott. No. That'd be funny if he just like force lightning Captain Picard right now.
You know you're not allowed to mix those,
Man,
right?
Gandalf would be so mad. Just having tea with my dolls.
Oh, here's my girl. I killed her husband so I can get with her. She is really skinny.
Yeah.
Were everyone this skinny in the 80s?
This was in the 90s by then, but yeah.
Oh yeah, this is 93.
Do you know she wore a wig most of the time on the show?
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I tried to look it up the other day, and I couldn't figure out why exactly they made her do it, other than maybe like her hair was too inconsistent.
So I just want to point out that he's over here debating just going off for a year. Like, the military then just let you gallivant off for a year and don't even care?
I guess.
Don't you have a commission to, like, finish out?
Well, it is a TV show, and the rules seem to just not matter from episode to episode for the most part.
Yeah.
Was it Picard? Riker can just decide to come back and captain a starship.
Well, he was still reserves. He
That's
stated
right.
it.
They did say something about that, didn't they?
But I like how he wasn't an admiral, but had a whole armada.
I can't read any of this. So is that beta quadrant right there?
To create.
Lower left is alpha quadrant. Lower right is beta. Upper right is delta. Upper left is gamma.
I don't think that's right, because I thought gamma was on the other side of beta.
Well, then that would be true then, right? So if it's opposite of beta, and delta is opposite of alpha.
So yeah, you're right. So quadrant 4 will be alpha, 3 beta, right?
Yep. Got it.
According to this map, Borg space and Dominion space actually backed up to each other. I didn't realize that.
Really?
I gave you the opportunity to become the foremost archaeologist of your generation.
Instead, you decided to save the universe over and over and over again. How selfish of you.
A life of profound discovery.
Disable their offensive systems.
And we just murdered these people.
I like how they're upset that their ship just blew up that they were fighting. Fire on that ship! Why was it destroyed? What?
Wouldn't that be like a huge incident? If you think about it today, like there was a Navy commander fired for like sending a letter about coronavirus, and then Captain Picard was in command. They just blew up a civilian, some ship full of who knows how many people.
Hi, we're from Haiti and we're the Haitian Navy. Blow them up. Okay. Oh, why'd they blow up? I just saw Geordi at a convention.
There's rumors that he's going to be on Picard season 2.
I hope so. Did you read the prequel comic?
No.
Yeah, Countdown to Picard. It's 3 issues. Pretty good. Explains why the Romulans are in his house.
Is it canon?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, they really did do good on Data for Picard.
Yeah, I mean, he looked pretty rough, but I mean, considering
He's old. I don't understand how. Basically, Data was the god of those people, and they just leave him in a record player, basically, just chilling by himself.
wouldn't he go crazy?
This is post Wesley too, isn't it? He's off gallivanting
Oh, yeah.
as an alien or something.
He's like an interdimensional tripper now with the trap.
No, I don't think it's that far yet. I think he's at the academy still. I think he leaves with the Traveler.
In season 6, I thought it was more like 4 or 5 when he left.
He left 4 or 5 to go to the academy. And then he dropped out of the academy to go with the Traveler. He was doing great in the academy, and all of a sudden he just turns into a rebellious teen, and then they rode him off
He's
into the
moody,
house.
and it's
Like,
like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go
was so
save some Native Americans on a different planet.
I hated that so much.
It's pretty lame.
Have you ever seen the picture of like modern day Will Wheaton and like the guy they had play like him in that first episode where he was aged up and he's like super sexy with the chiseled jaw? It's like what he thought he was going to turn into, what he really is.
I meant, how's it going with you?
You're a Betazoid. Aren't you supposed to feel that?
I know, right?
You should be like the perfect counselor. There's a lot of aesthetic changes between TNG and Picard.
TOS and TNG, the difference is huge, obviously.
Yeah, they don't have like the crystal buttons and
Yeah, honestly, I cannot stand the Minority Report screens in Picard.
really?
Oh,
I kind of like them.
awful.
I love the part where he sits down in the ship and he's like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know how long it took me to realize that the view screen wasn't just a window?
It's a holographic projector, isn't it?
Yeah. Canned reused photo 1. That's one thing you probably didn't notice originally when you would watch it weekly as it came out versus binging it, is how many of those stock reused scenes they
Oh
have.
yeah. And sets too.
I'll be in the lab.
Angel 1, I saw their whole cityscape like reused like later in like season 6 or something. Just looks like a big Xerox printer.
Isn't this the science lab that they had later on in the show? Like, they didn't have this set earlier in the show.
Is this the same lab that Lal was created in?
No, I don't know, because that one had like the thing in the middle, a circular thing in the middle that she was standing in, right?
And also when they took him from Locutus back to what is going on? This
Da Vinci Code.
I thought that was like the DNA of the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park.
There's an episode of Voyager where they talk about how dinosaurs left Earth and they wind up in the Delta Quadrant and their civilization's like hundreds of millions of years old and they're super advanced.
Super advanced dinosaurs?
Yeah.
I want to see that
That's
episode.
a good one. Oh, I think I remember this episode now.
If it's the one I think it is, I'm gonna wait and see, but I think I realize what it is.
Yeah. 4 billion years ago, this keyword there. See the reflection of his head there?
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be a force field and not a real window.
Really? I always thought they were real windows.
Remember in First Contact, he opens the window to for I think Lily to see, and she's like, "Ah!" and he touches it, and it's like it's a force field.
I thought they had a force field on top of the glass as well.
Maybe, yeah, because then it would seem like every time they lose power, which is like every other week on the show, and the whole ship would vent.
Oh, in another random conflict, we just lost 37 people out the north window. 10 forward just completely wiped out.
I'm not going in there. No, I'm not going in there. Oh snap, Cardassians.
This is right around the same time they were pushing DS9 hard. If you had to marry a Cardassian lady or a Klingon lady, which one?
Maybe Cardassian, because Klingons are nasty, man. They're gross.
I'm going Klingon all day.
Even with the teeth. She like beats your ass before she has sex with you.
I just want to be a Klingon because they're like my favorite species.
They eat worms.
Yeah, I didn't say I had to eat what she had. What if she was like a humanoid Klingon?
Like B'Elanna Torres, like half human, half Klingon. I could do that.
Yeah. I've never seen a half Cardassian, half human.
Yep.
Gul
Dukat's
Dukat's
kid. Yeah, Zora or
Yeah,
Zila?
you're right.
What was her name?
Yeah. I feel like their chairs would stain very easily.
With carpet. Captain Picard says like Earl Grey all over the seat. Like tea stains all over it.
Nah, they just separate the molecules and transport them out every time they spill something.
They just replicate a new seat.
Replication technology is so amazing. Imagine a Klingon trying to read that book, How to Eat Fried Worms or whatever. They'd be like, what's wrong with this? Why this kid's getting a free bike? Why didn't he just eat the worms? It's simple.
Put my SD card in here. Don't the Romulans show up?
Because the Romulans show up and they're like, we got Vulcan blood and Romulan blood because we're related. I really like the expansion on Romulan culture in Picard.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird though because they seem so two-dimensional in the past, and now you're seeing all these different organizations within them. And
yeah, because like in Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and every other Star Trek show, the Romulans all wear the exact same thing and they'll have the same stupid haircut. But in Picard, you know, they're like a real people and they have like varied appearances and stuff.
There's Black Romulan and there's...
They kind of started that with some of the movies though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would make sense with Tuvok being Black Vulcan.
Yeah. Does he try to arm wrestle him?
Yeah.
The Bahakul Challenge.
I'm surprised Worf isn't all up his butt right now. Like, oh, you're Klingon, I'm a Klingon too, can you tell? Let's do some Klingon things together.
It's like every episode.
Worf is like the Klingoniest Klingon ever. When he gets around him, they're like, why is this guy so cringy?
Yeah. Try hard. Why are you so extra, Worf?
Geordi walking around like he hates his job. Data's the only one that never got promoted throughout the show, isn't he? Other than Picard.
Chief O'Brien.
The missing
True.
DNA fragment.
The amount of times that man saved the universe and had some PTSD issues, he should get like an honorary commission. I like how Riker went from like 0 to commander in like 10 years, and then the next 40 he doesn't get past captain.
Yeah.
He should have been like admiral of the whole thing.
Well, so he was reluctant anyway to become captain. They say like multiple times in Next Generation that he could have been offered his own ship, but he keeps turning it down.
Well, he turned down a captain. He had a choice of a captainship or being the first officer of the Enterprise at first.
Like that's his
So-
thing. He just doesn't want to be in command, I don't think. I've heard that the books are really good. There was a book series that came after Next Generation where he's the captain of the Titan, I think it is. And Tuvok is his first officer. Didn't we see these rocks last week?
You know, I wonder how much these sets cost, because that's not a natural rock, is it?
No, they're all made of like plaster.
Is that Gul Dukat?
No.
Gul Dukat did play a different Cardassian before he was Gul Dukat. It looks like him.
He's just standing there like an action figure. Like.
I like how everyone else is smart and has hand grips for their phasers, but the Federation have a garage remote. Is that like a capacitor just sticking out the back
No,
of
no,
your...
no, that's the medical tricorder
Still
piece.
contain the DNA.
All the medical tricorders are 2-part.
Yeah, everyone looks smart with their like gun-looking guns. You're a Klingon. You don't care about people dying most of the time.
think it's reconfiguring the tricorder.
This rock is reconfiguring the tricorder. Did you hear that?
The diode is the project.
Oh, and now the tricorder is emitting a hologram.
We are your god. Looks like the changeling.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's definitely her. And in this one single episode, they explain why every alien looks like a person with a bumpy forehead.
I heard we got a plot hole. We should tie that up. But that does look
That's
freakily like a
definitely
changeling.
Yeah, the founder from DS9.
Yeah.
That's all? If you are not dead, I would
Only
kill
the
her.
most profound thing you could possibly hear.
Could have anything in common with
Where did we come from? I don't care.
The Klingons don't care. How do we kill it?
Our frequent use of high warp over the last few days has overextended the propulsion systems. We're finishing minor repairs before returning.
That has
to
never
Federation
happened
territory.
before.
It's a shame Professor Garen didn't live to see the end result of the study.
I can't think of anyone who would appreciate it.
You're constantly pushing it. Let's go to warp 9.9.9.7 for
Yep.
6 days. We're fine. We traveled here at warp 5 for about 3 hours, so we're gonna have to take a break. Why is that stem so long?
Is it a candle?
I don't know. I think it's his bong.
You can't think of it. Mega bong rips.
It would seem that we are not completely dissimilar after all.
But here kind of brings together him wanting to go help Romulus in a few years.
Oh man, you're right. They're not so dissimilar. We made it.
I hate that episode.
So thanks for joining us. We'll come back next week and we'll try to get a good episode again to watch.
One that doesn't suck.